Welcome to Flow with the Grow. I'm your host, Sophia, a health and fitness professional, positivity distributor, and a real-life human being with real-life challenges. Every Tuesday, you will hear my honest conversations on the day-to-day highs and lows that life teaches us, as well as bring you actionable tips that you can implement to improve your health and wellness journey. This podcast will empower you to flow with the inevitable setbacks of life. You will learn what it means to flow with the grow, see through a lens of optimism, and navigate your way to living your best life. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Now let's jump into your daily dose of positivity and growth. Hello. Welcome back to Flow with the Grow. I'm your host, Sophia, and today I'm kind of piggybacking off of the last episode 60, where I talked about mindset tips. If you are new to health and fitness, this is definitely an episode for you. And if you are in the midst of your health and fitness journey, you love hearing tips and tricks and things that can only help you, this episode is also for you. In the last episode, I talked about 3 to 4 mindset tips that you need in order to have a successful, sustainable health and fitness journey. And when in the pursuit of reaching different goals, maybe it's losing weight, adding muscle, toning, getting stronger, just being able to do more things outside of the gym. I talk about 4 mindset tips that you need to start with and to have in order to make that long lasting and as a lifestyle, long-term sustainability. Now, today I'm going to talk about habit stacking, what that is, how you can implement it to help you in being more successful longer term, to help you build new habits, healthier habits, and kind of taking away older ones that maybe you're not wanting. And I share a little example action item that you can do and implement right away today, right now. You can do it with me to help you in creating new habits for yourself, but not making it be daunting. Because I know for me, there's always things where I'm like, I want to do and create this habit. I want to stop doing this. I really should be doing this. And sometimes it can be challenging, especially when there's so many things we're wanting to change, and sticking to a habit can be tough. Let's be real. It can be tough. Like, for example, right now I'm trying to count macros and stick to that plan for my nutrition. I, in the past, have never done that before. I am not a fan of counting calories as much, and I have kind of done more so intuitive eating, but I'm wanting to learn more about this for not only myself, but my clients, and just to help me track what I'm eating better. But it's kind of tough. I am very good at it for a day or two, and then I'm just kind of like, screw it, or I eat this and that, and I just don't want to track it, and then I just kind of stop. Well, I know that these things take time, takes practice, doing it over and over again, and creating new habits, just like this one, can be challenging. So we need to make it simple, right? We need to make it simple. We need to make it sustainable. We need to attach it to something that we do every single day already. And that's what's going to help you in creating new habits. And that's what I'm talking about today. Habit stacking, what it is, something that an activity that you can do to help you with achieving this. By the way, if you at all find this episode helpful, please take a screenshot of the show on whatever platform you're listening to and put it up on your social media. I am on Instagram at Sophia_Dawn41. You can tag me there. We can talk about it. We can talk about more habits, what you're trying to work on. And as always, the best thing you can do is to leave a rating and review of the show if you have not done that yet. And I just want to take a moment and say thank you. Thank you for listening, for having me in your ears. And I truly hope that 1 or 2 things that I say and talk about today, you can implement in your life every day. So what is habit stacking? Essentially, it is creating and building new habits by taking advantage of old habits, of habits and behaviors you already do in your day. And I'm sure you have so many that you don't even realize. Brushing your teeth in the morning, turning your alarm off, making coffee right away, unplugging the fan. I know I sleep with a fan, turning something on and off. There's so many that you do that you probably don't even second guess or think about because it's just that automatic. Habit stacking is training your brain with routine. It's grouping together small activities into a routine, which you link to a habit already set in your day. So let me rephrase that. It's linking an activity or a habit that you want to create to a habit you already have in your day. I encourage you to start small and start simple and start one at a time, one thing at a time. And once this becomes a habit, once it sticks, once it becomes more automatic, after you've been practicing it for weeks and weeks and weeks, then you can add in another habit to work on while keeping that same habit, just adding in one at a time so that it can be more effective, more sustainable, and it can be implemented into your lifestyle. This is a tactic that we use at Anytime Fitness, especially within our training program. We do assessments every 8 weeks. And so one action item that they have is to think about a nutrition, lifestyle-based habit that they're wanting to implement and making it small, making it simple, and figuring out how they can implement this. So, for example, if they want to drink more water, not just, oh, I want to drink more water, but how are you going to do that? What are things that you can do each day that's going to help you to drink more water? And what are triggers during your day that you can have that will remind you to drink more water, to do more of this action, which we'll talk about triggers in a little bit. So here's a little action item for you to do right now. If you're able to, take out a pen or a pencil and a piece of paper, or type this on your phone in your phone notes. But the action is identify a current habit you already have and do each day, and then stack your new behavior or habit on top, the habit or thing that you want to do more of. So you're identifying something you already do in your day, and then you attach this new behavior or stack this new behavior on top and with it. And sometimes that attachment needs to be or have a trigger, something that's going to remind you to do the thing that you're wanting to do more of, but currently are not. So you write down after or before blank, and that'll be current habit. So you can also write after or before in parentheses, current habit. I will, parenthesis, new habit, parenthesis. After or before blank, current habit, I will, blank, new habit. So you're attaching this new habit and behavior to something you currently already do. And keep in mind, this will take, number 1, practice. Number 2, experimentation of what's going to work, what's not going to work, what triggers will work for you, what attachments to what habits will work. Okay, so practice, experiment, finding the right trigger that works for you, and repeat. And the more you do it, the stronger and more efficient you and your brain will become at doing it. Again, just like with fitness and with working out and practicing movement patterns and the skill of working out, you are building new brain connections, new neural pathways in your brain. So you need to practice this over and over and over and over and over again to make it stick. All right, so once you have your desired new habit, that new behavior that you're wanting to implement, write that down. And then number 2, brainstorm current habits, behaviors that you already do. And write these down. Write all of them down that you can think of that you do every single day. And then you create that line after or before blank, I will blank. So for example, let's say my habit that I want to implement is drinking more water. I could say after I start my morning coffee, I will drink a glass of water. So I know that once I start my morning coffee, that's the trigger, the thing. So it's not only my old habit that I do every day, my current habit that I do every day, but it's my trigger to remind me to drink a glass of water. So when I'm going to make that coffee, I say, oh yeah, I got to drink that glass of water. Or after I make my coffee, I drink the glass of water. You could also have different triggers so I love using this as an example because I can give good examples for this and multiple ones, but you can have the trigger of having that water glass already filled and ready the night before by your bedside. Or maybe it's in the bathroom Or maybe it's right next to your coffee machine. But when I wake up in the morning, if I see that cup of water right away in the morning on the table or bedside, that's my trigger to remind myself to drink some water. Maybe you're wanting to work out right away in the morning. That's the habit that you're wanting to create. You could say, before bed, I will place my workout clothes and shoes out on the table or in my bag. So the habit you already do is going to bed. And the new habit is placing the workout clothes right away somewhere before you go to bed, somewhere already packed. And that way it's ready to go in the morning. So you're preparing yourself as well. Maybe you are wanting to meditate for 5 minutes. You could say, before I check my phone, I will close my eyes and breathe and meditate for 5 minutes. Maybe you're wanting to meal prep. You could say, and this totally depends on how your day already goes and the habits you have in place, obviously, but you could say something like for me, the first thing I do is usually work out. So I could say, okay, on Sundays after my workout, I will go to the grocery store and get my food for the week. And that was actually a really bad example because I would never encourage you to just go to the grocery store without having a plan. So maybe it's on Saturdays after my workout, I will make my plan for my meals. You always should, I encourage you to think about what you're going to be making, right? See what you need, see what you have, write a list, and then go grocery shopping instead of just going just to go get food. Okay, so not as good of an example there, but hopefully you get my point here. You are deciding what the new habit is, write that down, and then you're brainstorming all the current habits you already do every single day, and then you choose one or two of those things that you do. I would just start with one and write that out after or before blank, whatever the current habit is, I will blank, whatever the new habit is that you're wanting to implement. And again, start small. It's going to be less daunting. It's going to be more achievable. You are setting yourself up for success right away since it's just one thing you're working on. You don't have to change everything at once. It's manageable. You're more likely to succeed and succeed long term and make those habits stick and incorporate them into your life easier, more efficiently, more effectively, and just more attainable overall. I would absolutely love to know if you have ever tried habit stacking before. If you're going to try habit stacking, what's the habit that you're going to try and implement? If you need help brainstorming, let me know, but let's talk about it. Again, I'm on Instagram at Sophia_Dawn41. I love connecting on there. And if you have not already, leave a rating and review to help the show reach more ears. I appreciate you. Thank you for listening. And as always, I hope you have a great rest of your day, night to week, weekend. Bye for now. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Flow with the Grow. I'll see you next week for your daily dose of positivity and growth.